Morning, everybody. It's Marg with Creative Stamping with Marg, an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from St. Alberta, Alberta, Canada. This will be our last video for June 27th, 2023. I've still got on my desk the designer series paper for Stampin' Up! Is still going on. So you can get there's a selection of 13 different papers at 15% off, and that runs till June 30th. The starter kit promotion is still running till June 30th, where you get $206 worth of product, any product out of the catalog, for $135. No shipping, no GST. Okay, so I've mentioned those two things before, but I just thought last chance now to get in on that. I will put that to the side and we'll get started on our card today. Because of the designer series paper sale that's been going on this month, I have been making cards that use quite a bit of designer series paper just to show you the different things that you can do. So this is my last one. This card was inspired by Rachel Tessman. I cased it from her, and she calls this a double pocket card. So this is an ideal one to give a gift card or money or a scratch card in. So I thought it would be useful, and it uses 5.5 inches by 12-inch piece of designer series paper. So the paper I've chosen today to use comes from the Earthen Elegance paper. This is one of the designer series papers that is on sale this month, and it is, if you haven't seen it, this is the piece I've chosen to use today. That's part of it. There's the other piece, and it reverses over to a Misty Moonlight design that's very, to me, these are very earthy, but they're also very masculine. So it's a nice paper for that. So if you haven't seen it, I'll just quickly show you. Here's the rest of the paper. There's this piece. It reverses over to the Misty Moonlight. There's this piece, which is Moody Mauve, and it reverses over to Pebbled Path. And let's see, this one I think is really cool. The stamp set and dies that go with this Earthen Elegance paper have a lot of pots and vases, and I've seen them cut, and they cut the pot and it looks like earthenware with a drip on it. They're really cool. This one reverses over to that design. And let's see, here's another one. This one is an interesting one because your pattern runs kind of along the bottom and along the top. So it makes me think of one of those papers that you would cut this in half and use these for card fronts. But it's like twigs or branches. And then look what it reverses to. Oh my goodness, does that make you think of the ocean? Isn't that gorgeous? Just love that piece. And let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have one more here, I think. I missed showing you. 1, 2, 3. This one. This one is an interesting design. I can't really tell if it's carving on wood or what that is, but it's an interesting design. And then it reverses over to Pretty Peacock. Isn't that gorgeous? So it's really nice paper. And like I said to you, it really makes me think masculine cards, which is really nice. We need paper like that so that we have choices for masculine cards. All right, the piece I chose, as I showed you, was this. So this is 5.5 by 12. So you do need a 12-inch piece of paper to do this. You can't do it with 6 by 6. And you have to decide which side you want on the outside, which side you want on the inside. So for this one, I wanted this to be the outside. So when I was scoring it, I turn it so that I'm looking at the inside of it. So it is scored at 4 1/4 there, 8 1/2 there, leaving a smaller flap. This is going to be the front, It's going to open like this, and you're going to have the smaller flap here. All right, so that flap is 3.5 inches. So you know which is the back of your card and which is the front. And again, make sure you're looking at your paper to see if it has a design, a one-way design. This does not. This wouldn't matter if I turned it this way or this way. So just be aware of looking at both sides of your paper so that you know what's going to happen when you open it up. All right, so there it is folded. Now, to make the pockets, this is a double pocket card. Doesn't have to be. I'll show you a variation on that. But what she asks you to do is open it up and measure from your bottom right corner, measure up 1.25 inches, which I've already done. I don't know if you can see. I did put a little pencil mark there. It's kind of hard to see on this paper, but there is a pencil mark there. And you're going to cut it from there at an angle up to your fold. So I did bring my paper cutter in to show you how to do that. So I moved my cutting blade right to the bottom. I'm going to, I know you probably can't see this, but I'm going to line up the fold in the channel there and rotate it so that I have my little mark at 1.25 is right there, and that's right there. Just making sure that I'm in the right spot and cut up like that. You're going to be left with this corner piece, which is, we're going to use it. So that's all there is to that. Now you can see I've formed a pocket here. So we're going to use this pocket to slide something into. This piece can be put here like that. And you can use this as a pocket also, which I am going to do, even though the lines are kind of running the wrong way. I could turn it over, I could use it this way. And that actually might work out even better, except it's kind of hidden here, but that might work because I'm not sure I like the fact that the lines are going the wrong way. What does everybody think? Now, if you are using it this way, it is a bit too long. So what I did, sorry, I took my paper trimmer away. I'll bring that back in. Rachel suggests that you just trim off a little edge on the long edge of this. So what I did is I just put it in my paper trimmer, and it's just gonna, if I just use the brown slot as a guide, it's just gonna take off just like a sliver of paper, but that's enough to make it a bit smaller that when you fold it, it's good where the corner is here. It won't catch. So that's just a little suggestion about that. I will show you a variation in a card where I didn't use this as a pocket. I used it just as a decoration. But I'm thinking I don't mind that look like that. I think I like that better than turning it over and using it this way, because it sort of disappears. So I think I will use it this way. Now, the thing about it, if you want them to be pockets, you're either going to use tear and tape just along the bottom edge here, or a very thin line of your Tombow glue, which is what I choose to do. I find that tear and tape, when you go to stick something in, it sort of still sticks inside, and I don't really like that. So we're going to go ahead and make our pockets. So just going to start at the fold here, and just a very, very, if I can get my glue to go here, thin line of glue across like that. And I'm not going up the edge. I'm just going along the bottom, and then making sure that it's even. And if it squishes out, that's okay. I'm on my silicone mat, and I will use my bone folder to reinforce that. And I can even do that there. And you can see my glue is squishing out a little bit, but that's okay. That's all right. I can wipe that off my silicone mat, no problem. Now I'm going to use this one. And again, with this one, I just want the glue to be run along the bottom here and up this edge. So I will turn it over. So I want just a thin line here, just along the edge there, and then along the edge here. And you can even leave that glue for just a second, and it will dry a little bit so it's not so squishy, before you put it on. All right, and I'm going to line it right up with the edge of the paper, top and bottom. And because I've taken that little edge off, now the fold, this corner is not getting in the way of the fold. So that's perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. All right, so now we have a pocket here and a pocket here. I won't stick my hand in that one yet just because it's not dry. And I'll make sure the glue's coming out. Okay, so that's essentially what it is. Now I have cut with my deckled rectangles a very vanilla piece, and this is going to be for my greeting, and I'm going to stick that in there like that. So that's what I'm going to do with that. You could back this with a piece of cardstock if you wanted it to be firmer for the person to pull out. That's an option also. And then on this side I'm going to have a gift card, but I'll show you what I did with that after we let that dry a little bit. I am going to reinforce this so it closes a bit better, and we'll set that to the side. Now for the outside of this, I thought I do have in mind who this is going to. I have a son-in-law who's having a birthday in September, so I thought, oh, this might work for him. I am using the He's All That dies, this stamp set, but there's the dies for it. I'm not using any of the stamps, just the dies. So I used this sort of scalloped circle. I cut it out of Very Vanilla, and I used these there's 2 banner dies. I used those 2 banner dies, and I cut a bunch of banners. Again, I often do a lot of cutting out before the video so that you don't have to watch me do any of that. So I just cut a selection of things. I'm not sure exactly what I'm using, but I'm thinking I'm going to use all those things. All right, and the colors I chose were Misty Moonlight, which coordinates with the inside, Copper Clay, and Pecan Pie. Now I also used a set of dies that comes with the Charming Sentiments bundle. So the Charming Sentiments is all these wonderful sentiments, and the dies coordinate, and they cut all those words out so neatly all around each of those sayings. They're perfect. But this set also has a bunch of other dies, so check that out. There's candles, there's like, I don't know, fireworks, stars, hearts, bows, decorative dots, so all kinds of different things. So there is some value to this for sure. So I'm going to use the candles. So what I did was the candle dies, they come in 2 pieces. They cut a striped candle like that, and then they cut a solid back if you wanted it. If you wanted to layer your candle on top like this, you could. So I just cut, again, some different ones because I don't know if you can see that, I wasn't exactly sure what I was going to use. So I've cut some solid backs, I've cut some different candles, and now the candles look a little funny because they have this little round knob at the top. You can see that. Well, there is the flame is in here, the little die. It's this little one right here to make the flame. So I cut it out of crushed curry. So I cut out all the flames there. And the beauty of this is you just put a little dot of glue on that circle and drop your flame on, and it's perfect. So you don't have to use adhesive sheets or anything if you don't want to. All right, so let's get to decorating this front. What I thought I might do is put this here and have some banners coming out of the side of it. Sort of makes it look like I don't know, makes me think of a medal or something like that. So that looks good, and those are all the colors. And then I thought I would put the candles on here, and I'm not planning on putting them on straight. I'm going to put them on kind of crazy with the flames on, and that's going to be the outside. I'm not even going to stamp happy birthday, I don't think, on the outside. All right, so I'm going to start by putting together my candles because I think that's a little bit of a finicky one. So we'll do that. So I am using my Tombow glue, and all I'm doing is putting a dot of glue on the circle right there. And again, I'm on my silicone mat because it may ooze out of here. Okay, so I'm doing that. And I do have tweezers that I'm going to use because picking up these flames is a little delicate, and they just fit right on top like that. just move it so it's not sitting in the glue. And here's another one like that. And the last one like that. Okay, so there's our candles. And I don't know that I am going to layer them on the different colors. I kind of liked them on the very vanilla just without the layering backs on them. Kind of thought that looked good. So I don't think I will use the different pieces on here. So if I'm going to place them onto my circle, I think I will put the blue one in the middle and the other two colors. And I just kind of thought I might make them, I don't want them straight, I don't think. Kind of thought I'd make them a little kind of crazy. Now, I could have cut these out of, on an adhesive sheet, and that probably would have been a smart idea. So that's the thing, these are a little trickier to glue on. If they were on the backs, that might be better. So now I'm thinking maybe I should have put them on the backings. I would have to alternate the colors so that we would have them like that. What do you guys think of that? If I did that, maybe I will. All right. So with this again, all that's going to go on is just this part of the candle, not the flame. So I'm just going to put little tiny dots of glue. Like I said, I would have been smarter to cut these on an adhesive sheet, and then it wouldn't be quite so tricky for me. But you can just alternate back and forth, I think, with a little dot of glue. That should be enough to stick them down, I think. Sticking to my fingers. Okay. So other than this being a little bit fiddly, I kind of like this idea. Again, it's hard to decide what to put on a guy card because they are, you know, you don't want any flowers or, you know, necessarily any bows or anything too feminine looking. So I thought these candles worked out really good. Okay, put this, I think I won't even turn it over. I'll just put it down. It's easier for me to lay it this way, I think. Oh, I did that wrong. That can't go there because guess what's going on this one then? There we go. Make sure they're straight. All right. Okay. So turn those guys over. They look good. All right. So that's what I did with that. And I think before I position them on here, oh, maybe I better do that first because I was going to put this up on dimensionals. So I'm thinking I want my banners to kind of look, I think I will assemble them on my mat here, and I'm going to do them like this. So a little bit of glue here on each edge kind of, and just make them overlap. And of course, you're not going to see the left side. The left side is going to be under my circle here, so that doesn't really matter. I'm just more or less looking at the ribbon ends of them. Whoops. There. And then if I attached it to here, then I could put the whole thing up on dimensionals. So I think I will do that. Put it like that, I think. I'll just stick it down like that. I have some dimensionals here. I'll put dimensionals on the back, but maybe I better get my candles on here first. So I just thought I would put them kind of going all different ways. So the first one is the blue one because I want it in the middle. I will put it on like this, and you can put a little glue on the flame if you want. I think I need those tweezers again. They come in handy to pick things up. All right. I'm going to put this guy on here like this. And then I think I'll just slant the other ones a little bit. All right. Okay, so as far as decorating the outside, lots of different ideas. I've got a couple of more cards to show you that I made out of this pattern. Yeah, okay. I'm just going to sort of slant them a little bit. Like that. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to put some dimensionals on there. There we go. And I guess I used up everything that I cut except for the one banner, which I was thinking I might put on the inside of, on the part that I'm going to be writing on. Let's get that backings off of those. All right. So there's our card. And I'm going to put it like that. I'm thinking I may end up putting happy birthday or something on it. So I'm going to put this up a little bit. So it's going to look like that. So there's the front of it. There's the inside of it. And like I was saying, this banner, I thought, you know, I've cut this already. Why don't I put this little banner on the edge of this? We won't waste it then. I've used all my pieces that I cut out. I'm just going to put it right up at the top here, like that. And this is the part I'm going to be writing my message on, and I'm going to tuck it into there. For this pocket, I probably am giving a gift card. So what I did is I cut another deckled rectangle in the copper clay, and I've got a gift card, and I just stuck it on here with a glue, simply with a glue dot, so it's easy to come off, and it can just tuck into there. So there's the card. And like I said, you could back this on another piece of cardstock if you wanted it to be a bit stiffer. But that's as easy as that is. It will fit a scratch card. Money, of course, you can put into it. You could put tea bags. You could put a package of flower seeds. So lots of ideas for that. But that is the double pocket card. Okay, so I will show you the variations that I did. Oh, I did bring out some brushed metallic adhesive dots, and I thought there is copper in here, and I wondered if maybe we could add a couple of these to this card. You can see I'm getting down on these. I'm going to have to order some more. I thought maybe I would put a couple of these on here. That looks like it's got something stuck on it, and I only have one smaller one left, so I'll just do it like that. So there, that jazzed that up a little bit. That looks good. Okay, so those are brushed metallic adhesive back dots that I chose for that one. All right, so there's our card. This is another one that I made, and this is all retired designer series paper. But this particular piece of designer series paper was a specialty paper, and it's white on the inside. So it's kind of interesting because then you don't have any design on the inside. I did use the artistic dies for this piece, and I cut it out of copper foil and then just put it onto early espresso backing. So it opens like this. So it's exactly the same idea. This one I did use the contour dies, and I backed it, my greeting piece I backed with crumb cake, and the same thing for the gift card, a crumb cake back on it, and then just tucked it into there. So this is the exact same design, but as you can see, the inside of this one is white. This is a bit stiffer paper. These cards do stand. They will stand. And of course, with your extra pieces in the inside makes them a bit stiffer. So there's that one. This is a bit of a different one. This again is retired paper. I put a ribbon on this one to hold it. So I put a little bit of glue on the back and some glue to hold the ribbon down underneath my greeting. And this one just says, just a little something for you. I used the bow punch that we still have. See that there? And I cut some silver foil bows and tuck them in here. But this one undoes like this. And you open it this way. And this one is just simply has a greeting piece in it. Now you could put a gift card in here also. This is not a pocket because when I cut this piece off, somewhat like I did this, when I turned it, the flowers were kind of upside down and I didn't like the look of it. So I thought I will just add it as an accent piece on the top, and it just breaks up the inside of this a little bit. So this one's just a single pocket card. But that's a variation on that, and how you can use a ribbon to tie it if you wanted. So that makes a nice presentation for this one. All right, so those are the cards for today. Hope you enjoyed that. If you did, I'd sure appreciate you giving me a thumbs up. And if you subscribe to my channel, you won't miss my videos every Tuesday morning. And the next video we have will be starting in July. So I'll have to come up with some new designs for you. Now, I did encourage you to go back and look at some of my older videos, especially from, I think, March. I did quite a lot of videos with using different DSP, so that would be a good one if you're looking at the DSP sale. All right. Hope everybody has a great week. See you next week. Bye now.